Brooke and I'm a 2L and the president of Public Legal Services Society here at McGeorge School of Law.
My name is April Latore. I'm a 2L at McGeorge.
My name is Julienne Correa and I am a 3L day student.
I'm Brenna Burcell and I am a 3L at McGeorge.
Hi, my name is Kevin Woldhagen and I'm a 2L at McGeorge School of Law.
My name is Isabella Desisto and I'm a 3L at McGeorge School of Law.
PLSS is a student organization that is dedicated to propelling law students into the public sector. We invite you to attend our spring celebration on Friday, April 8th from 5:30 to 7 p.m. on Zoom. We will be honoring members of our community and fundraising for the PLSS Summer Grant. The PLSS Summer Grant is a summer stipend provided to law students who are pursuing summer internships in the public sector. These roles are incredibly important to our community, however they are often unpaid. In light of this, we have invited past recipients to speak to you about what the summer grant means to them.
I joined PLSS first to find community, especially starting school during a time of the pandemic. It was kind of difficult to figure out how to meet more people, and so knowing that PLSS works in public interest, which is something that I chose to do, find more people with similar interests, and the idea of being able to receive a grant during the summer to help with expenses was of course an added bonus.
I joined PLSS as a 1L and I served as the 1L representative for Section B, and I was heavily involved, and this was a time when we were on campus and in person, and I fell in love with working with different nonprofits that PLSS collaborated with. During my 2L year, I served as president of the society, and now I serve on the executive board monitoring the current president.
I joined PLSS because I wanted to be more involved in the Sacramento community. I'm not from Sacramento originally, so I thought what better way to get involved in the community than join PLSS.
Prior to law school, I was in public service, helping refugees and immigrants, and wanted to continue my career in public service.
I joined PLSS because when I first started law school, I was really interested in public service, public interest positions, and I knew that it would provide me with an abundance of resources that would help me get started.
This summer I worked at the Yolo County Public Defender's Office in Woodland, California after receiving the PLSS grant. With the PLSS grant, working at the Public Defender's Office in Yolo, I was able to really be as involved as one can be as a 1L intern. So I was able to interview clients at the Yolo County Jail, really get some interpersonal experience in that capacity. I got to work really hands-on with some of the attorneys in the office, writing different kinds of motions, lots of motions, and had the opportunity to also watch some trials, see some arraignments, and some preliminary hearings.
I worked at the California Department of Water Resources with the Office of Chief Counsel, where I worked on water law, water projects throughout the state of California, was able to prepare many memos on various projects involving California Environmental Quality Act.
During the summer of 2021, I worked for the Los Angeles District Attorney's Office, where I worked in the preliminary hearing unit, and I was able to argue on the record and advocate for victims of crime.
I worked for the Eastern District of California for Chief Judge Kimberly J. Mueller. I was a judicial extern.
I actually received the grant after my 1L year, and that summer I worked at the Butte County District Attorney's Office. I was able to help out writing declarations for arrest warrants, and I listened to jail calls and got to sit in on court hearings and watch the district attorneys in our office prosecute cases.
The PLSS Summer Grant was so helpful. Unfortunately, a lot of public interest jobs aren't able to pay based on their budgeting, and so, needing to commute, having to pay for gas, needing to eat, all of those kinds of things are expenses that still exist as a law student during the summer. So the PLSS grant helped me pay for those things.
The grant allowed me to take a position that was unpaid, and I couldn't afford to take this position without the assistance of the PLSS Summer Grant.
The grant helped me just financially get through the summer. I received the grant my first year summer, and I knew how much I would need it for this second year summer as well. And without the grant, I don't think I would have had as a relaxing summer as I did with the grant, because it's just kind of like one thing off my plate.
Well, as a person who came from a background with not a lot of familial support, the grant was critical in being able to support myself during the summer, so I could take on public interest projects, and in the long run give me more experience to be able to directly enter the service of public interest right after law school while not worrying about the debt from law school nearly as much.
It helped me because I was able to do an internship in a completely different county and helped me pay for the rent for that summer.
We hope to see you at our spring event celebration, and we thank you for your generosity.